Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy James from What's Your Forte, and today we're going to be talking about Company X. So if any of you guys seen my last video that I did talking about the DME unlocks for the G80s and also the new Supras and any new BMW, I mentioned Company X. So happens that Company X saw my video and they actually reached out to me via Instagram. So they DM'd me and was like, hey, we'd like to give you some information. We wanted to say to everybody, we're not just some random company. We've been doing this for a while. So today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about that. So a lot of you guys are gonna be wondering, who is Company X? Who is this company that's actually unlocking the DMEs? So we can actually start tuning our G80s, Supras, any 2021s, or any new model cars. So the name of this company, they called Femto. So Femto, they stated they've been around for a while. They started out doing like head unit coatings and doing some other different coatings in the BMW community. And then now they can unlock the DMEs. I'm not gonna put too much of my opinion in this video. I've already gave you my opinion in my previous video. If you haven't watched my DME unlock video about whether I was gonna do this DME unlock without all the information, please go watch that video first to get my opinion on it, or you can watch it after this, whichever. But that was my opinion on it before I got this information. And at the end of this video, I will give you my opinion on it after I get all the information. But right now, I'm gonna talk about the facts and the information that they gave me. So I'm gonna be reading this information from the DM messages. I've been going back and forth with them, asking them a couple questions so I can get that information to you guys, all right? So I'm gonna be reading exactly what they wrote. I'm not gonna change anything. You know, that's not the way I do it. I keep everything 100 with you guys. I'm not gonna change anything what they wrote. I'm gonna read you what they wrote, and some of it will pop up on the screen too, and so you can read some of the clips as well. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the information that Femto sent me in the DMs. So they hopped up in my DMs and they was like, hello, can we provide you some more information about our company, Company X, that you mentioned in your DME Unlock Services video, which I already told you guys what my opinions was, and I posted that video to give you guys my thoughts on the process with the information we had at that time. And I was like, yeah, sure, what's going on? So they was like, we're not a random company, we're not unknown, you know, in the BMW community. We've been working with BMW for almost 10 years. Our main business was head unit related stuff, but as early as 2018, they said that they released the first OBD flashing solution for the MD1, MG1 ECUs. So they said in 2018, that's when they first started really unlocking that particular ECU that's similar to the one that's in our cars. They said they know that some other companies may have claimed first, but they said that that's not necessarily true. So that's what they stated. They said we are formerly known as FSC Map, and they actually had a YouTube channel, which I actually did go to. And they did have a lot of coding information out there on their channel. So you guys can go check out that. And that was FSC Map. And they said they've put hard work into the current solution and it's really working well without any teasers, ifs, ands, or buts. They said it has been confirmed to have worked. So I do believe that because, you know, you got RK Tunes, you got DME tuning, you got a lot of other companies that are using them right now so they can start tuning these new ECUs. So, I mean, they got something that works and these companies are putting, you know, sending out ECUs to them, you know, so they got to have some type of confirmation that it works. They said currently we are working on the OBD unlock solution, no ETA so far, and the DME still needs to be sent to us for the initial lock. So right now they're stating that they are working on the OBD flash solution, which is something that I would be interested in. And I know a lot of you guys stated down in the comments that you would be interested in to an OBD flash unlock. And they said right now they are currently working on it, but they don't have any timetable as of this point. But they said they are working on it and they will notify us when that is available. So then I asked them a couple questions about, I let them know some of the concerns that we had as far as in the US market about shipping ECUs and all this and that. They did have a response to that. They said as far as the shipping, everything is going fast, smooth, actually no lost DMEs, no damages at all. All shipping boxes are arriving to us in their initial state. So they said they've had no mess ups as of this point. As far as any of the DMEs that's been shipped to them, everything has worked out pretty smooth. And they said another thing that they wanted to note too was they said, just to be clear, we are not flashing the files. We are flashing our customers' files. So basically they're saying is they're not the ones applying a tune. They're just doing the unlock and putting, you know, if whichever company has their tune, they're putting whatever tune they send with the DME to them, they're putting that tune on the actual DME. So they're not doing any tuning, they're just doing the unlock so you can apply the tune and then they're locking it back. So it isn't Femto, is not Femto, it's not a tuner. You know, they just have the software and the capability to be able to unlock the ECU so you can apply a tune. I asked them, you know, what is the time frame on when they will release the information as far as the OBD flashing solution. They said just keep an eye out on their Instagram. They will post that information on their Instagram. So I'll be popping their Instagram up right up here so you guys can go follow the Instagram or go just look at that from time to time to see when they're going to release the OBD flashing solution. I did tell them that, as I stated in my videos, a lot of you guys that may have watched it, I stated that I think a lot of the issues that some people were having was, you know, the tunes that were going to be sent to them may not be specifically for this vehicle. They were going to be for other vehicles that are very similar, and you know, the parameters and all that. And I told them that was part of a lot of the issue that, you know, me and a lot of other users are going to be having. They stated that they have heard that too, as far as like the maps are going to be similar to like the X3M and the other similar platforms. And they say they've heard that too, but they're going to be adjusted slightly, you know, because this is a different type of car. And they said in their practice, they've seen tunes with the similar engines done on other cars. So they said in our practice, we've seen X5 tunes work on 7 Series, you know, so I mean, if they have the same engine, the twin turbo V8, they've seen X5 tunes being applied to 7 Series and they work out fine. I think, like I stated before in my video, I think the tune should work. You know, if you have a conservative tune, it's not pushing the parameters too much. I think it should work as long as across the same engine platform. It's just trying to get maximized power or anything like that, you're gonna have to tune for that individual vehicle with that car. But if you have just like a base OTS map that's kind of, you know, basic, not really pushing the parameters, I think as long as it's the same engine, that should work. And I think that's what they're saying here. So they did state also that they're surprised in the US that some people are concerned about tune quality. And I kind of, you know, they said that they've been working with a lot of tuners in Russia, Europe, all over that area, and they've had no issues in quality tuners. And I just kind of stated from there, you know, there are some shops, some tuners that will push the envelope to try to get max power, to say that they're number one. And there, you know, stuff can happen. Now, there are some tuners that will tell the client, hey, you know, if we push it up anymore, you're going to run into that risk. And there's some guys that want to be number one, so they're going to keep pushing it until they blow something up. So I wouldn't put it all on the tuners. I would say there's a mutual responsibility there between the owner of the car and the tuner. You know, if you have a relationship with that tuner and you're telling him, I want max power no matter what, he's going to give it to you, but you got to know there is a risk with that. So it's the same thing. Once I got this information, I absorbed a little bit. And then I went back and asked them another question about the OBD unlock and the cable, because they did have a question where they stated that initially after they unlock them, you'll be able to flash via OBD. So I was like, are they saying like we only have to unlock once and then after that we can use an OBD flasher? And then they elaborated on that. So that's why I was asking them for more clarification on. And they stated that our plans is that the OBD unlock ECUs can be flashed using our Femto OBD flasher with conventional Ethernet cable. We predict that it will provide information about our OBD flashing method to other flashers. So it will be available anytime sooner or later. So I think what they're saying is right now, if they offer that solution with the way they have it set up now, it'll provide the information to everyone else. And then they'll be able to just copy it and be able to take all the information. So kind of what some of the other companies were saying, that they could do it. And, you know, they didn't want to put it out there quite yet until they can encrypt it. So I think that's what they're saying there. They want to get some type of encryption. They're working on that encryption part of it. And right now, until they can get that finalized, we don't have an OBD flashing solution at this point. They said, so right now, they said currently that unlock is not available at this time. So the OBD flashing is not available at this time, but they said once they finish their process on their end, we will be able to flash via OBD using their methods, which is going to be cool. So that's what I'm looking for, the OBD flash. I'm not too big on pulling out, you know, the ECU. I know there has been some instances where you have to bench unlock, but that's done usually, you know, in a very, you know, controlled environment, you know, dealing with shipping and stuff like that. Man, I'm a little uneasy with that. I got this information. I talked with, you know, the one person that I do trust more than anyone right now in the BMW community, and that's Matt over at Euro Empire. So I asked him about Femto, and he said that he's heard of them. He's heard nothing but good things about them. He's used them before. He also stated like Carbon you know, uses them as well, and some other well-known companies use them as well. So I was like, okay, so this company is well-known, people know who they are, and they're the ones that's doing it. So okay, I was like, if Carbon does it, Carbon uses them, they must be pretty legit. One of the questions that I had for them is around the process of how they're unlocking these DMEs. I asked them, is it done installing an electric patch? Is it done cutting open a DME and probbing? Is it done the old-fashioned way of soldering a pin in? Like, how are you guys actually unlocking the DMEs? And that's why I asked them, is it some type of procedure? And I also gave them, you know, I said, hey, if you don't want to disclose the information, that's fine. I just wanted to ask it, because I'm pretty sure you guys wanted to know the information as well. They responded and said the DME is not open at all. They said everything is accomplished via standard connections. They said dealership update, unfortunately, would delete the patch and the DME will become locked again. So if you have like a car that can get over-the-air updates, or they call OTA updates, it can disable the flash and the tunes that you have on your car. So that's one thing about this process, which I have heard from other users or other owners. You can disable the over-the-air connections from your car to BMW. But I know, like, sometimes, like, if you had any BMW, if you drive for a while, you may get like, there's a map update, or there's this type of update, or a software update, or anything like that, and they can pretty much send that update over the air to your car. But when that happens, they'll reflash it, and then it's going to erase your tune. And if you take it to a dealership and they happen to plug it in and do anything like that and reflash the car, it can erase your tune as well. So that's one thing you do have to worry about. If you do use this option, you do run into the risk of having your actual tune erased. But I think it is a good thing that they're not propping open, they're not tearing open your DME. They're actually using the standard connections to unlock it. So that's a good thing there. So you don't have to worry about them maybe, you know, breaking something, or wedging something open and then snapping something, and then, you know, you run into that issue. So everything's done using the standard connections. So that's what Femto had to say. They saw my video, they reached out. I want to get that information to you guys. So after hearing from them, talking to some other people, I mean, if you guys want to send your DME over, I would say, you know, given this information that I have and given the information that they have given me, and talking to some other tuners and other companies that have used them, I will say, you know, I'll feel a little better about it now that I know who is actually doing it. I also will say that, you know, me personally, I think I'm waiting for the OBD flash. I'm gonna wait for where I can OBD flash it using a computer, a laptop, something that I would have a little more control over. I'm still not so comfortable about shipping my DME overseas, just because I've personally seen packages never be delivered. I've personally lost packages, you know, and granted, it doesn't happen all the time, but you know how it is. If you order, you know, so basically I had a carbon fiber lip that never showed up that I ordered, and the company gave me so much hassle about it, trying to get a refund or trying to ship me another one. They never did it, so I lost that money. And you know, it never got delivered. They said it was delivered and never ended up on my doorstep. So I ran into that before, so I can only imagine if that was my DME and they say, oh, it's been delivered, and I never see it again. And then I got a brick car, pretty much I have to go buy a whole new DME and go through that whole process, which I don't want to do. And that is my only concern, and I think it's valid. Once they come out with that OBD solution, I will definitely let you guys know. And I'm pretty sure they might probably let me know. I told them if they can let me know, that'd be great. But they told me to follow the Instagram. They'll let everyone know at the same time, so that's cool. But I do appreciate them reaching out to me, you know, and then giving me that information, because I know this is something that may be valuable to you guys. And yeah, man, when that OBD solution comes out, I'll be all over it, you know, and we'll be able to tune these cars and get, you know, some adequate power out of these things, because a lot of people making a lot of crazy numbers, especially the X drives. They're putting out a lot of crazy numbers. I know a guy, Daryl Coleman, he's been, I think he hit like 10.3, 10.2 mile. It's kind of crazy, you know, downpipes JB4, a little bit of fueling, and you can do some crazy numbers with the X drive. So if that's what you're all about, man, you can do it with these G80s, man. They're very capable cars. And yeah, man, so the platform's only gonna get even more crazier, man. So I appreciate y'all watching this video today. Hopefully it provided you some information so you can make a better decision and figure out what's best for you. For me, I'm waiting on the OBD solution. But if you feel comfortable with the tuner or the shop that may be shipping them out, and you feel confident that they'll be able to take care of you, hey, give it a try. It's worth a try. So that's gonna be today's video. I appreciate y'all watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. let me know what you think about this. Think about Femto reaching out to me. If you have any other questions, I can try to send those questions to them to see if they would answer them. They seem to be very responsive to my DM, so that's a good thing. And yeah, man, they reached out to me and I provided information to you guys. So that's gonna be today's video. I hope you liked it, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.